Hi, this is James from Square Internet with another WordPress tutorial on Divi. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a coffee shop website using Divi and the Divi page builder pre-made layouts. To follow along to this video, you'll need the following: a domain name, hosting, you'll need WordPress installed on your domain, and you'll need to purchase and set up Divi. I'd really recommend that you use SiteGround for your domain and hosting. In my opinion, they're the best hosting provider on the market for small businesses because they're cost effective, they're easy to use, and they have really good customer support who will be there to help you when you inevitably do need a little bit of help on the back end of your website or managing your hosting. It's really not worth it to save a few bucks on cheap hosting by using an ultra cheap hosting provider who are unable to provide you with quality customer support. It's just going to cause you headaches down the line, so I'd really recommend you use SiteGround. Once you've got your domain, hosting, WordPress installed and Divi set up, you can follow along to the steps in this video. If you do need help setting up Divi, I've recorded 2 short videos at the start of this playlist showing you how you can set up Divi on your website. The first step is to create a new page on your website, and this page is going to store the content of our coffee shop website. I'm going to call this home because it's going to be our home page for my fictional coffee shop. What we're looking at here is the back-end Divi builder. If you're used to things like Visual Composer, now known as WP Bakery Page Builder, another popular page builder, you'll be used to this back-end look, where you would create your pages using the back-end page builder, create your rows, columns, insert your modules, preview your changes, then publish the page when it's done. One of the really good things about Divi, and probably one of the reasons why it's so popular and used by over 500,000 businesses to power their WordPress websites, is its visual builder, the front-end builder. One of the reasons tools like Wix have gained traction and become popular is that they offer a do-it-yourself, drag and drop, what you see is what you get page builder, where you can do everything visually on the front end. This obviously appeals to the section of the market, business owners and people who want websites but who want to do it themselves, either to save money or because they'd like to try doing it themselves. The downsides of stuff like Wix is that, unfortunately, they're limited in terms of what you can do, the functionality of their page builders and their drag and drop front-end builders. What surprised me about Divi was that the front-end builder offers basically all of the functionality that's offered on the back-end builder. So it's incredibly powerful and incredibly easy to use. It's combining the best of both worlds. It has the ease of use of the Wix-style drag and drop visual builder approach, and it has the power that's provided by a premium WordPress theme. And it's probably the reason why Divi is the best-selling, if not the best-selling, WordPress theme on the market. And that's what we're going to be using today to build our coffee shop website. I'm just going to publish this page to get started. So we've got a blank canvas at the moment. Now I'm going to access the pre-made layout library that comes with Divi. What we're looking at here are all the pre-made layouts that come with the Divi theme when you purchase it. We've got 40 layout packs with 316 total page layouts that can be used and customized as we see fit. This is incredibly good value given the cost of Divi. All of this comes for free within the Divi theme, as well as a load of other plugins that you can bolt on. There's a plugin for an opt-in plugin, a leads, list building plugin, like the stuff you get with ClickFunnels and Thrive WordPress theme, which comes within Divi. And there's a couple of other really useful plugins for extending and building upon Divi. All in all though, I was surprised at just how much actually comes within the theme in terms of the functionality, the pre-made layouts, and the add-on plugins that you get for free by purchasing Divi. As you can see, there's layout packs for basically every industry or niche you could think of. Copywriters, travel agencies, SaaS company, software as a service, web agency, a pottery studio, SEO agency, a business consultant, babysitter, a juice shop, marathon, for a marathon I guess, conference templates, tea shop, cosmetic shop, real estate. Today I'm going to be building a coffee shop website, so I'm going to be using a coffee shop layout pack. A simple one-page website is going to be enough for my fictional coffee shop, and a simple one-page website is enough for small businesses just getting started in some instances. All the website needs to do is be well designed, tell people what you do, a bit about your products or services, how they can reach you or contact you. So I'm going to use the home layout within this layout pack. I'm going to preview it first of all to see what it looks like. It looks nice and clean and simple to me, and I'll be able to customize this to my fictional coffee shop business. So I'm going to use this layout on my page. Clicking this button is going to pre-populate my page with all the content. As you can see, it's pre-built the page, it's done all the hard work for me, it's created the rows, columns, inserted all the content, all the modules, everything done for me. If I preview the changes now, if I publish these changes, this will go live on my home page. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to update the page. I'm going to refresh this, and it will now show the layout pack I've imported for this page, and we're good to go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to access the visual builder and I'm going to start customizing this to my fictional coffee shop and show you how you can customize it for your business. Just give it a second to get itself working. Okay, one of the things I discovered today about Divi, I've only been using it a short while for a few video tutorials and to play around with, is just how cool the front-end text editor is, because it's literally just like using something like Microsoft Word, which I think is super cool. So I can literally just now delete this text and replace it with whatever I like. So I'm going to start customizing this to my fictional coffee shop and just write Coffee by James. I'm going to change this to something like specialty coffee for WordPress and WooCommerce developers, because everything I do has got to be specific to WordPress and WooCommerce, even my fictional coffee. So that was easy. What I want to do now is I want to change the color scheme of my coffee shop to match that of my existing brand. And to do that, I'm going to use a little tool called eyedropper to make sure I'm using the same colors on my fictional coffee shop as I am on my real website. I want to change the button text and color now. I'm guessing this lets me edit the row or the section. I'm guessing this is all one module. So if I click on this, I should be able to edit the button. Yep. So I'm going to change the text to something a bit more specific, like buy coffee. I'm going to access the design tab and scroll down to button 1. There's not going to be a button 2 because there's only one button. I'm going to change the background color by pasting in that hex code I just got using my eyedropper tool. What's going on here? Okay, so there's a big border on it, and the border color is what we're seeing. That hasn't changed, so I'm going to change that too. So that's looking good. But when I hover over it, it's still using that color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a secondary color from my website color scheme. I'm going to change the hover color to this fuchsia color. Just give that a second. I think the connection's just dropping intermittently. Just let that sort itself out. Okay, so let's change the hover background and border colors. And that's now sorted. So yeah, that's looking okay to me. We've changed the colors, we've changed the text. Looks okay for now. So now I can move on to the next section and start editing this. I'm going to have to do a bit more editing here to style this to my fictional coffee shop business and brand. I'm going to want to edit the background color and also the colors used on these images and text and this button. I'm going to replace this with something a bit less generic, like freshly brewed local coffee. Still fairly generic, but there you go. Our coffee is freshly ground and served on the day to ensure every sip is jam-packed with freshness and flavour. Should be a coffee salesman. So that'll do. Now I want to change the background colour on this row. I'm guessing the way to do that is in the section settings. Yeah, so there's the background colour we're currently seeing. I want to change that to this colour here. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to change the colour. Just going to save my changes quickly so we don't lose our progress. For whatever reason the internet plays up. So yeah, that's looking a bit cooler. It's using the midnight blue colour. What I need to do now is find a way to make these icons and texts stand out on the midnight blue but still use the colour scheme of my existing website. So I'm going to use a tool called Peloton, which is a colour scheme generator, and it's giving me different shades of the same blue, so I can use the same colour scheme but contrast this colour with lighter or darker shades of the colour, which is quite cool. I think that's still a little bit blue though, so I'm going to try and go even lighter, perhaps use this colour. See what it looks like by changing the text colour. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Just changing the title colours. Using the design tab on each of the modules. On this button, I think I'm just going to set the button to, I'll see what it looks like with this colour first of all. If not, I can set the background to white. Changing the background and border colour. Yeah, it looks okay, I think. So I'll keep that. Now I need to figure out if these are icon images where I can just change the colour, or if they're actual images that I'm going to have to replace. It's not an icon, I don't think. Oh, it's an image. Okay, so what I'm going to do now then, as these are actual images, and I can't just change their color using this editor, is I'm going to use a free platform called Flat Icon. Let's find some coffee beans. You can see I was doing a little digging earlier just in case. Let's use these ones for now. Need to make sure they're in the same color. So if you're not familiar with Flat Icon, it's a platform for free vector icons where you can find stylized icons for just about anything. You can change the color, change the size, and then you can embed them as scalable vector graphics or PNGs on your website. PNG file is going to be fine for this coffee shop website, so I'm just going to change the color and then download them in an appropriate size. Just give the editor a second again. Internet's obviously busy right now. I'm going to save the changes just in case. And I'm going to replace that with the coffee beans I just got. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. Now I need to get an icon for milk. Most of these look quite boring, so that's quite fun, I think. Let's grab this cow. Not literally. Let's change the color. Let's get it in an appropriate size. Yeah, that's looking cool. And now the last icon we need to replace is the coffee machine. So I'm just going to do a search for coffee machine. This one looks fit for purpose. So just change the color of it and download it in the appropriate size again. You can see I did a little bit of prep for this video. I was playing around with a few different colors. Just going to upload. Yeah, I like that. I think that goes together well. It's looking quite cool. And I think that's good for now. Let's leave that like that. Save the changes. That section's looking good. Now let's see what we can do here. I think let's keep it simple. Let's just change the color of the button using the module settings on the button. I don't need to play around with anything else like the alignment or text. I'm just going to change the background color and the border color, because they all come with big borders. Change this text. Freshly ground beans every day on site. We always make sure to ground and serve freshly roasted coffee beans. Delicious coffee. 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 That's a bit awkward, I can't really see it. Jam-packed with flavour. Every sip is bursting with freshness and homemade goodness. I want to change the colour of the button again, because it's obviously still using the default colour scheme. And I need to change the border colour as with the other buttons. One thing I forgot to do on these two buttons is to change the hover colour. So I'm going to do that quickly, so that when people hover over them, they're not reverting back to that colour that came with the layout. And I'm going to change the hover style on this button as well. Okay, that looks fine. Save our changes again. Now let's edit this section, which looks a little bit trickier. The first thing I want to do is, that section looks fine apart from the colours here. I need to change the background colour on the right column. Might be here in the, yeah, so okay, so looks good. I want to change the color of the subheadings to that light blue grey color that I've been using. I'm going to show you how to do that using this little text box. I'm going to use the color drop down. Is there a way to set a custom color there? That's close enough. Okay. I can do it this way. A little bit of a hack just to keep this moving along quickly. I'm just changing the hex code on this subheading to style it to the color that I'd like. That's looking good. Now I need to change the color of the stuff here. Let's use this same little hack. Let's quickly change the color. Finally, we'll change the color on the button. Yeah, why not? We'll use that color. See what it looks like. I'm just going to make sure I don't forget to change the hover color. Okay, it's looking good. Just going to change the templated content to my fictional email address. Just going to quickly save that. Weekdays, 8 PM to 12 AM. Those are odd times for a coffee shop to be open, so okay, all changed. I think we've got through most of the stuff that we wanted to. The only bit I'm not sure on is this top section here, so I might play around with the background color here just to see if I can make this look a bit nicer. Background, okay, so that's the image there, but we're not seeing that because there's some sort of overlay over the top of it, so check the design tab for the overlay. Let's try having a look. So this handles the opacity of the overlay, so no overlay or 100% overlay, 88% overlay. Let's try using the grey bluey colour. Let's try setting the overlay to 60%. Looks slightly better, but now we're going to need to change the text colour to white so we can actually see it. Change the heading and the subheading, text colours. Yeah, that looks a bit cooler. Might change the opacity just a bit more. I need to use the module overlay. Might try one shade up. Just to make it a bit more legible text. Yeah, that looks better. It's looking quite cool. So I'll save that. I think the homepage content's about done. Yeah, it looks fine. I think it's now time to do the menu and the header. So what I'm going to do is create a simple menu by coming into Appearance and Menus. I'm going to call this main menu. I'm going to create the menu. As this is a one-page website, the menu is going to be structured a bit differently. So that's kind of like about us. That's beans, coffee. Where's it gone? Just need to give this a minute to sort itself out. I think I've lost the page builder. I'm just going to sort that out. Okay, so it's back to where we were. Not sure what was going on there. Thankfully, there's a really useful revision log within Divi. It's a visual revision log, so you haven't even got to go into the backend on WordPress. You can literally just scroll through like I just did. Just want to double check that that's sorted. And then you want to publish these changes. When the internet sorts itself out. Cool, so yeah, it's now published these changes. So I can come back to my menu. So as I was saying, as it's a one-page website, the menu is going to be structured a bit differently to a multi-page website. And what we're going to do is we're going to give each of these sections a link. We're going to give it an ID that's going to be used as a menu link, so that from our menu, visitors can land and they can access this section from the menu, this section, and this section. And the way that we're going to do that, when the editor sorts itself out, is by giving each of these sections a unique ID. In the Advanced tab, I'm going to give this an ID of About. I'm going to give this section an ID of Beans. I'm going to give this an ID of Coffee. I'm going to give this an ID of Contact. I'm going to save these changes, and we're now going to use these IDs in our menu. Let's just close that one. So the way that we're going to make the menu work is by using this format. I'm going to add a / and then write out our IDs like this using the hash. So there's one. I think we call the other one Beans. So the link text is what's actually going to show on the menu, and the URL is where the link in the menu goes. What do we call it? Beans, coffee, about, contact. And we're going to set it to display as the primary menu, the main menu. When I refresh my home page, my new menu should be here, and it should hopefully just work. Okay, right, so I need to do one thing quickly. So this is currently /home. I need to set this page to display on the root, so wp-wootutorials.co.uk as the actual home page. And I'm going to do that quickly by going to settings, reading, set a static home page as my home page, and just set it to display as my home page. Once that takes effect, it will now display on the home page, and the links should work. Yeah, so about goes here, beans goes here, coffee goes here, and contact goes here. So the links are all working fine. So we've got the menu in place now. I just want to play around with a bit of style on the actual header and remove this Divi logo, which I don't need. And to do that, I'm going to use the theme customizer. And I'm going to go into header and navigation, header format, hide logo image, font. I noticed it was using Oswald, I think it was. So I'm going to see if I can use that on the menu. Yep. So it's being used on the menu there. And what would look good there? Probably, let's try a background color. Yeah, it looks a bit better. Let's change text color to white, and active link color, let's make it this shade. No, actually I want that to be the hover color. Why can I do that? Let me just change the active link color first of all to just publish that first of all, and view our changes. So we've got our menu there. I think that could do with being white almost. I think that looks okay. How the hover effect's working. So there's that. So the header's looking okay. The only thing it's missing is a logo, which will just pop in there. So that's the header. That's popping back up on. Okay, so now the logo is not appearing again when I scroll down. So it's looking good. I forgot to do that, so I'll change that in a second. I think I'm just going to make all those buttons, I'm just going to use the nice shades of blue and grey just to make it all uniform. So I'm just going to do that quickly. So let's just put some finishing touches on the home page, and then we can build out a simple footer. So I want to grab that colour, and I want this to change to that colour. Kind of alternated from my website colour scheme slightly, but I think it looks good, so just going to run with it. Just changing the hover colours. Save this. Now I want to change this footer. I'm going to do that through the Customize panel. In the footer tab, designed by Square Internet. So we're changing the footer text there, and we've got some social icons there which aren't that visible at the moment, so let's just make them white. And I should change the colour of that to make it match. So let's try this. Yep, that works. And I'll just keep that white. Let's publish those changes. Refresh the page. Actually, I will use that colour because I've used that there on the header, and that would be more uniform. Just going to check a couple of things quickly. Just making the links work. View the menu. I would attach a PDF to that probably. I don't have a PDF to hand, but the way to make that work would be to have the button link to a PDF that you've uploaded in the media library. Should be straightforward. Same here with the menu. I'm going to make this one link to the bottom, the contact section, and this one. Just change that text so it's more appropriate. Refresh the page. So that works. This works. So does this. And we'd link these to PDF. I'll just show you using an image just quickly. So all that you'd have to do is upload a PDF version of your menu to the media library, and every image within the media library comes with a URL at the top. All that we're going to do is we're going to copy the URL, and we're going to link these menu buttons to this URL so that the visitor would be able to view the menu. Just check this works. Yeah, so it's opening up the image. If we had a PDF there, it would open the PDF as it's opened the image, and the visitor to your website would be able to view your menu in PDF format. I'm just going to change the last link. That one's done. I think that is the last link actually. So buy coffee, visit us works, learn more works. Yeah, I think that's everything. That works, that works. That would open up the menu. Oh, there we go, that's the last menu link. Yeah, so that opens the menu again. So all the links work, all the content's been edited, the images have been changed. We've styled the website, we've created a functioning menu and header. We've styled and edited the footer content. The last thing we can do, is to change the links on the social media profiles. We'll just show you how to do that. We're going to go into the theme customizer again. We're going to access the footer. Can't see an option there to change the links, so I'm just going to disable them for the time being, just to keep the video under an hour. I'm just going to click show social icons to remove them. What I'll do alternatively, just so that I can make sure you've got social icons included within the video, as I know they can be important, is see if I can add them up the top quickly. For whatever reason they weren't showing there. Let's see if we can show them up here. There's no links for them there again. I think I must have to edit them in the dashboard somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in hello at my fictional email. I'm going to add in my fictional phone number instead. And we'll use that instead, just so that we've got a nice easy way for people to contact us. On the top bar there, we've got an email and a phone number that's scrolling down with us. I think we have a nice, well-designed, easy to use website, a nice coffee shop website that you can use to help you start your coffee shop business or to further grow your coffee shop business. We've edited all of the content, changed the text, we've styled everything, we've styled the buttons, we've created a navigation menu, we've edited the header, edited the footer, made sure all the links work, changed out some images. And over the course of the hour, we've created a nice, well-designed, simple coffee shop website using Divi and the Divi pre-made layout packs that come in the Divi page builder. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have any questions on the video, or if you'd like me to build your Divi website for you, or to build your coffee shop website for you, click the link in the video to get a quote. I can give you a price and timeline on helping you do that. Please make sure you subscribe for future videos. I'm going to be doing a lot more Divi content, as I think the theme is awesome and there's tons of scope to do cool stuff with it. I'm going to do a longer, all-purpose video on building websites from scratch using Divi over the next few weeks, and I'm probably going to be doing some specific Divi from scratch layout videos for different industries and niches. So if you want to see your niche covered, for instance, if you're a photographer or a copywriter and you want to see how to create a copywriter website using Divi, please let me know, drop me a comment, and I'll see what I can do for you. Thanks very much for watching, and hopefully see you on the next video. Cheers.